earlier today, and they weren't going to take any chances. They didn't want to gamble. They just need to finish this race, and he's away quickly, so no gamble for Danny Sullivan. He's back out again in racing. He is away quickly indeed, and Danny Sullivan now drops down in the pack. Bobby?
Okay, now remember, though, this is his last pit stop. He goes to the end, whereas the other guys, all of the other fast guys, still have to come in and do a splash for fuel. And I think they're going to be doing it about 5 laps from the end, or approximately lap 95.
Well, we're through lap 80 right now. Car 6 is Mario Andretti. He's fourth, followed by his son Michael, the race leader. So if Michael laps Mario, that would put only Michael Andretti, Bobby Unser, or Al Unser, and Bobby Rahal on the same lap. We're on board with Michael Andretti as he pursues his father Mario down onto Pacific Boulevard South. Again, Michael Andretti, the race leader. Mario is fourth. Should Michael get by his father, Michael, Bobby Rahal, and Al Unser Jr. would be the only cars on the same lap.
Well, he's obviously faster than his father is. Let's follow him and watch and see how much of a fight that Mario puts up, or whether they've radioed him and tell him that Michael's coming up behind him. He knows that Michael's leading the race. Mario's been around a long time. He's probably one of the smartest race drivers I've ever known. My guess is he's going to let Michael go by before too long.
Danny Sullivan, in spite of that pit stop, and this is very significant, is still fifth ahead of Scott Pruitt, behind only Michael Andretti, Bobby Rahal, Al Unser Jr., and Mario. So it's going to be interesting when Michael, Rahal, and Al Jr. come in for a splash of fuel. Now through 81 laps. It's a 100-lap race, and Bobby figures they will come in for fuel around lap 95. Mario and Michael Andretti smash their way down, and Michael Andretti goes inside of turn number 3 to pass his father. Now 3 cars on the same lap. Michael Andretti, Bobby Rahal, and Al Unser Jr. The story continues to unfold in Vancouver, and we'll return live on Sports Weekend to the Molson Indy right after this. With a broken front wing, Danny Sullivan is in the pits. It's ironic it's not for fuel. He had a great chance of winning this race. Danny was running in the number 5 position, did not have to come in again for fuel. Michael Andretti, Bobby Rahal, Al Unser Jr., and Mario Andretti all have to come in for fuel. But unfortunately, front-end problems for Danny Sullivan and Pat Patrick Racing.
It looked like Jim McGee and crew of that Pat Patrick car really had their act together today. It would have been the nicest run that I've seen for Alpha. Everybody would have really been proud of that deal. Unfortunately, the track is bumpy. The front wings are falling off. I think that's 2 cars now. Emerson Fittipaldi and Danny Sullivan both with front wing problems.
Danny Sullivan is on the course here on board with Bobby Rahal. Rahal is second by 8 seconds to Michael Andretti. Now, up under BC Place Stadium comes Bobby Rahal, the PPG points leader for the season so far, with a victory in New York at the Meadowlands. Actually, in New Jersey, only 1 victory, but he has been on the podium 8 times so far this season. Rahal has to come in for a splash of fuel, as does Michael Andretti, the leader. Al Unser Jr. is third. Mario Andretti is now fourth. Scott Pruitt has now, for Barbara Truman, moved up to the number 5 position. Rick Mears is 6th. Scott Goodyear is running in the number 8 position. The race leader is car number 2. Michael Andretti in front of another big crowd in Vancouver. Will return live to the West Coast on Sports Weekend in the Molson Indy after this. Live in Vancouver, that is Bobby Rahal for Dallas Craco, running in the number 2 position. On board with Rahal, he's 7 seconds behind Michael Andretti. Now on lap 86 out of 100 laps here today. Remember, the leaders all have to come in for a splash of fuel. There is your race leader, car number 2, Michael Andretti. There's Mario Andretti, car number 6, who's running in the number 4 position. So 2 of the top 4 drivers are Andretti's. 3 of the top 10, as Jeff is now running 7th. Rick Mears is car number 3. He is standing 6th and about to be lapped by Michael Andretti. On board with the race leader, Michael Andretti, as they go down Pacific Boulevard South. And Michael Andretti now puts Rick Mears 2 laps down in this race. Mears standing in the number 6 position as they go through the hairpin. Only 3 cars on the same lap here in Vancouver. Michael Andretti, Bobby Rahal, and the defending champion, Al Unser Jr. Through the chicane and under BC Place Stadium comes Michael Andretti.
Interesting. Right now, there's Michael Andretti. Right behind him, although back to fourth place, his father, Mario. Michael right now is turning the fastest lap for the race. Mario, after he was passed by Michael, his father has picked up to the same speed. He literally is kind of staying like a clone behind Michael. It's obvious that Michael showed his dad the best way around this racetrack for a little while.
And Michael goes by his younger brother, Jeff. Jeff is now in the number 12 position and more than 3 laps down in this race. There is the second place car of Bobby Rahal. Rahal with only 1 victory so far in 1991. The overall points leader on Pacific Boulevard South. Rahal now beginning to close on Michael Andretti. Rahal, they say, is now, as we look at the computer, down to 6 seconds behind Michael Andretti. Working lap 88 out of a 100-lap race here today. Within the next 4 or 5 laps, you're going to see some tremendous excitement and real racing strategy. There's the leader, Michael Andretti. He has to come in for a splash of fuel. He's followed by Scott Goodyear, who is now running in the number 8 position, but again, only 3 cars on the same lap. Michael Andretti, Bobby Rahal, and Al Unser Jr.
Now, you see Michael right there. Keep in mind, as Michael goes by, we've got 2 cars, and 1 car really important right behind him. Right there, the car to the left, that's his dad, Michael, or Mario. Now, when Rahal gets to him, he's running the same speed as Michael. He's going to have a difficult time. This is really going to hurt. Now, what's going to happen is Rick Gallus and crew, or Maury Crane, are going to start thinking, when is it best to pull him in? Because Michael has to stop for a splash, too. So they don't want a confrontation with Mario. That could slow Rahal down a little bit.
Michael Andretti leading Bobby Rahal. Al Unser Jr. Mario Andretti is 4th. There's Rahal. There's Al Unser Jr., who's running 3rd. Mario Andretti 4th. Scott Pruitt is 5th. Rick Mears is 6th. John Andretti is 7th. Scott Goodyear is 8th. Danny Sullivan is running 9th. Scott Brayton is 10th. Eddie Cheever 11th. Jeff Andretti 12th. Ross Bentley is running 13th. Ted Trappis 14th. And John Jones in the number 15 position. There is Scott Pruitt for the True Sports All-American team. Word is Chevrolet still considering giving Pruitt and True Sports a Chevrolet engine for next year. They're running with a Judd V8 and running very, very well in the number 5 position. Stay with us. Live coverage, and it should be a wild finish. We'll return for the finish of the 1991 Molson Indy Vancouver on Sports Weekend right after this. Line goes the race leader. Michael Andretti has now completed 90 out of 100 laps. He leads Bobby Rahal right there by 6 seconds. A 13-second lead over Al Unser Jr. The drama should begin very shortly. We figure, if our calculations are correct, that the top 3 cars at least all have to come in for a splash of fuel. There's Al Unser Jr., a winner last week in Denver, and the defending champion here in Vancouver, about to lap Mario Andretti. Now, Al Jr. is running 3rd. Andretti is in the number 4 position, and this is a good passing area coming out of this hairpin into the chicane. Al Unser Jr. does not get by Mario Andretti. Only 3 cars on the same lap. Andretti, Michael that is, Rahal, and Al Unser Jr., they all have to come in for a splash of fuel. They're now through 91 laps. Bobby, you figure within, what, 2-3 laps?
Yes, but remember another thing. There's another little factor I didn't mention, and that's the fact that the computers, the onboard computers, are read by the drivers. They can tell the
There's Rahal. Sorry, Bobby, to interrupt you. Rahal is into the pits, running 2nd.
All right, now he's in earlier. Watch, it's just going to be a splash of fuel. A quick one. That's all. No tires, no changes, right back out. Just a few seconds there. Now, the idea was, we said earlier, he didn't want to have a confrontation with Mario on the track. He wants a free track. So hopefully, their hope would be that Michael would come in, have some sort of a problem, and then he would have the advantage, the edge.
Well, Bobby Rahal drops down to 3rd. Michael Andretti still leads. Bobby Rahal is now 2nd. Bobby Rahal, well, they have him on the computer as 2nd. I have Rahal dropping down to 3rd behind Michael Andretti and Al Unser Jr. But again, this is car number 2 on board with the leader, Michael Andretti, and he still has to come in for a splash of fuel. His lead is now 9 seconds.
Now, I think if I was Rick Gallus, and I'm not running that team, but I would have pulled little Al in. He caught Mario. Mario was obviously slowing him back a little bit, slowing him down a little bit. That's the time to come in and make your stop and go, or not stop and go, but your real quick fuel stop. It's only going to take about 3 or 4 seconds, and then get back out. So you don't have any traffic. That's the idea of the whole thing.
Been an exciting race. This is car number 2, race leader Michael Andretti. He is on lap 93 out of a 100-lap race. There is Al Unser Jr., who's now second. Al Unser Jr. is second. He is car number 1. The third-place car is Bobby Rahal, just going through the corner right now. Car 18. You're on board with Bobby Rahal. So Rahal has been in for his flash of fuel. He will certainly pass Al Unser Jr. when Al Unser Jr. goes in for his flash. And right now, the computer has Rahal only 24 seconds behind Michael Andretti. So, boy, is this going to be exciting when Andretti comes in for fuel. Car 6 is Mario. He is running in the number 4 position. That means they'll now send the 4th-place car more than 2 laps down in this race. There's Al Unser Jr. running second. Al Unser Jr. has yet to come in for fuel. Will it be this time? No, sir. Al Unser Jr. stays out, pursuing Michael Andretti. Al Unser Jr. now 21 seconds behind Michael Andretti, as Andretti is really opening up a wide lead.
Well, he certainly is. But remember now, the crew doesn't have to bring him in any particular time. He's the one out in front. It's the other guys that needed to gain advantage on this guy, Michael. So it's not Michael. They're just going to run him in order to look for yellows and look for any guarantee that they might want to win this race. They'll go with his fuel computer and not bring him in till the last possible moment.
Well, he's now completing lap number 93. Michael Andretti across the start-finish line and down onto Pacific Boulevard South. Michael Andretti now with a 24-second lead over Al Unser Jr. Bobby Rahal 2 seconds behind Unser. Mario Andretti is 4th. Scott Pruitt 5th. Rick Mears is 6th. John Andretti 7th. Scott Goodyear 8th. Danny Sullivan 9th. And Scott Brayton is 10th. But again, only 3 cars on the same lap. This man, Michael Andretti, Al Unser Jr., who's 2nd, and Bobby Rahal, who is 3rd.
Michael is really, really hooked up good. And you watch as we watch the inboard cam with him, it shows 37. This is the reading when he's going to have a problem with his fuel. He watches this. He tells the crew by radio. Often now the radios don't work underneath the tunnel. When you see the television go a little bit bad there, the radios don't work in those places.
He's into the pit. In comes the race leader, Michael Andretti. Now, from my vantage point, you watch the pits, Bobby, and I'll see if Rahal or Unser manage to go by. Michael Andretti has gone back on the Pacific South, and Al Unser Jr. not able to pass him. So Michael Andretti, Al Unser Jr. now just going across the start-finish line. Michael Andretti has pulled it off.
Well, the guy that would have derived a good advantage by passing would have been Bobby Rahal. Obviously didn't do it. Michael's crew did a very good job. He was in as fast as he could go, stopped the maximum that the tires would do, and was out quick. 6 seconds. That's not very long when there's not really much fuel in the tank to give it a lot of pressure to get in the car.
Now working on lap number 96. There's Al Unser Jr. running second. He is now down to 12 seconds behind Michael Andretti, but Michael Andretti in for that splash of fuel, opened up the big lead of 24 seconds before he went in and did not lose his lead. So it's Michael Andretti, Al Unser Jr., Bobby Rahal, only drivers on the same lap. It is Mario Andretti running 4th, Scott Pruitt running 5th, Rick Mears is 6th, John Andretti is 7th, and Al Unser Jr. is back into the pit.
All right, he's in for his real short, quick stop. Just fuel, no adjustment, definitely no tires. 5, 6, about the same time that Michael took. There's only so much you can do with that much fuel.
Now, Michael Andretti was able to hold on to his lead. Al Unser Jr. will drop down. Bobby Rahal has gone past him. Car number 2 is still the leader. That is Michael Andretti. Michael Andretti now leading by about 9 seconds, is working on lap number 97. It's a 100-lap race. Michael Andretti trying to move within 3 points of Bobby Rahal in the overall point standing and trying to get his 5th race of the year, 5th victory of the year, as through the start-finish area to complete lap number 96 is Michael Andretti. Make that lap number 97 as the computer is one behind. So just a couple of laps to go as we're on board with the race leader, Michael Andretti.
Now the time, only 3 laps left. Now the time you have to be very careful. No unnecessary bumps. Certainly don't pass anybody in any particular places that might give a problem. You notice he's gentle as he goes over the concrete in the S's there through the chicane.
There is Bobby Rahal for Gallus Craco running second. Al Unser Jr. had dropped down to third, but Bobby Rahal is 15 seconds behind the race leader, Michael Andretti. So as we look at Al Unser Jr., who's third, car number 4 rather, is John Andretti, who's 7th, but a couple of laps down. A rather anticlimactic end to the afternoon, Bobby, after some tremendously exciting racing early on, because barring an unforeseen event here as he comes down to go through lap 98 with 2 laps to go, Michael Andretti appears to be home free in Vancouver.
Well, he's home free possibly. Of course, it's not over with yet, but he's really been working good all day. He had the right attitude. He's been very aggressive, but not overly aggressive. He really hasn't been running into anybody. No bad problems, just good, smart driving. And most importantly, he's been fast all day.
He has been fast indeed. You're on board with the race leader, Michael Andretti. We had tremendous excitement early on, probably for the first 2/3 of this race, but it has now sorted itself out, and Michael Andretti is now opening up a lead on Bobby Rahal and Al Unser Jr., 15 seconds over Rahal, 20 seconds over Al Jr.
You know, Brian, the 2 best passes we had all day, without any doubt in this world, was Michael doing the outside passes on the guys that were the fastest on the racetrack besides himself. Next Verano out with a white flag, meaning 1 lap to go. The race is almost over.
Michael Andretti has only to complete this lap, and he will have won his 5th Indy Kart race of the year. Michael Andretti, a pole sitter in Toronto and a victor in Toronto, took the pole here last year, but did not finish better than 20th. He took the pole here this year, and he has not only dominated qualifying, but dominated the race today. No question, the more aggressive of the drivers of the top 2 or 3. Bobby Unser had said that Bobby Rahal had to be more aggressive. Rahal was aggressive, Bobby, in the mid part of the race, but for some reason seemed to back off during the last 20 or 30 laps. It's all over in Vancouver. Nick Bernaro, the starter, has the checkered flag out. Through turn number 10 comes Michael Andretti. Michael Andretti now taking the checkered flag, and the 2nd annual Molson Indy Vancouver is history. Michael Andretti has won for the 5th time in 1991. Bobby Rahal will retain his overall points lead as he crosses the finish line in 2nd place. However, Michael Andretti will move within a couple of points in the overall standings. Al Unser Jr. will be 3rd. Mario Andretti 4th. Scott Pruitt finishes 5th. Rick Mears is 6th. John Andretti is 7th. Scott Goodyear for Jim O'Donnell and McKenzie. They'll have the Chevrolet next year. Finishing in the number 8 position, Danny Sullivan will be 9th, and Scott Brayton will be 10th. So that is the top 10. A victory wave as he goes under BC Place Stadium for Michael Andretti from Nazareth, Pennsylvania.